How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Talk in the Gallery. I'm your host, Juelz Velasquez, and I'm here with Cassidy Barnes.
Hello, hello.
Yes, he is an amazing artist. You can see his piece up here, the one that's lit up, just like we're about to be on this episode. So tell us a little bit about your artwork. How'd you get started? What inspired you to get started on art?
You know, it's funny. I'm actually an actor. Like, that's my my lifelong career. But I've always been an artist sort of on the side.
Got it.
And it was something I just kind of did as a hobby for a long time. But I took some college level classes in high school, and I kind of built a portfolio, and then I just kind of had it on the back burner while I was focusing on acting.
Gotcha.
And then the pandemic hit and wiped out everything.
Yeah.
And then we had 2 industry strikes. So I really took the time to go back to my art.
Yeah.
And I already had a portfolio to work with, and I just started building on it. And in 2004, I got into my first art fair with the other art fair.
Nice,
and
congrats.
Thank you. And now I've I've got work in a few different galleries now.
That's amazing.
It's exciting. So I'm really enjoying it, and I feel like I have a freedom with my work because, it wasn't my focus this whole time, and I know that sounds strange, but I feel like it gives me it gives me this sort of fresh take, and I can just come in and break all the rules and kind of do what I want, you know?
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. That's amazing. Talk to us about what category would you put your art in, or do you even put it in a category?
Like
what kind of art do you do?
Well,
You have different pieces, and they're all amazing.
I'm bumping the mic here. It's mixed media.
Okay.
So I really like using non-traditional art materials.
Nice.
I use a lot of foam insulation tape. Like in this piece here, there's a lot of that. I use pennies. I use anything that sort of inspires me. In fact, I might even just start with that one thing. And then it builds into something else.
That's cool.
It can be just a weird item or found object that inspires me.
I love it. And going back to the acting really quick.
Yeah.
Because that within itself is an art as well. Different,
Yes.
but within itself. How do you feel, I guess, the acting incorporating within your work?
That's a great question. I think that and I don't have any of it here, but a lot of the newer stuff I'm doing now, I use a lot of my own photography, and I use myself as a model for for figures or things like that. So I feel like with acting, it certainly allows me to use my body and use myself in my work, but also it's sort of weird how to put it into words. I'm using my imagination the same way that I use it in acting, but with my artwork, I'm allowing that to become something that's physicalized, right? Physicalized. It becomes something that's physical, right? Which is what's also really satisfying about visual art is that it's here, and then you get to make it in front of you, and it's so satisfying. With acting, what's satisfying is the performance, but it's a kind of a one-time deal.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is pretty much forever.
Right, exactly. I guess with film and TV, you could say that's forever too, which is
that's true.
Great about it.
It's still there.
But they definitely feed off of each other, and it allows me, I think, to just grow in my creative self. And
yeah, that's cool. All right, real quick, we have to talk about the outfit. It's between the work and the outfit. I think it's cool cool when you meet the artist and you can see, it's like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it just fits. So tell us about what you're wearing with the jacket, the shirt, the hat, like, because you have stars on your hat and you're it seems like you're heavy into the space kind of world.
I do have a lot of space work. I like stars and clouds. I have a lot of cloud work. And this is Van Gogh. This is Van Gogh, which is one of my favorite artists. I like his dreaminess and the sorrow that's so inherent in all his work. I think it's just really poetic and beautiful. And so my outfits are also, for me, part of my art. And I think it all, with the acting and the art, it all kind of fits together because image and what you want to project is all part of it too. And I almost get more excited about the outfits I'm going to wear when I have like a gallery party to go to or like an opening or something. So I do take a lot of time. I make a lot of these things. Like this was just a white hat that I bought. And then I bought all the pins.
That's cool.
And it's all this is like Van Gogh hat, Van Gogh coat. Like,
did you? I know Van Gogh had they did like an exhibition a couple of years ago here in LA.
Yes, I saw the immersive experience.
Yes.
That was actually really rad.
Oh, I bet.
I really enjoyed it. It's beautiful to see his work animated, and it feels like you're just stepping into it. I also got, on my 40th birthday, I went to Europe for the first time.
How was that?
That was so great. Went to London, Paris, and Amsterdam.
Oh, damn.
Amsterdam. So cool. The Van Gogh Museum is in Amsterdam.
Really?
So I definitely hit that place up. And it was so cool.
Oh, I bet. That was an experience. That had to have been an experience.
Yeah, it really was like kind of a life-changing experience.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us more about the piece in front of us.
Yes.
That one's a really good one as well.
Yes. So this piece is layers and layers of work. So it took a long time to make. It's part of a series that I have of work that's all from my high school portfolio.
Wow.
And what I did was, sort of when you look back at work when your skills weren't what they are now, you sort of like, these are so lackluster. So, and I never got rid of them because it's like it's like scrapbook materials. Like you don't want to get rid. So now what I'm doing is I'm cutting them up and turning them into something else. So
that's cool.
This piece actually here, it was also a friend gifted me a painting, which is pieces of like her face. It was an abstract work that she did.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I cut it up and then added it to other pieces I've cut up, and it's all stitched together. And this piece is called Stitched. Because it's kind of like, it's about the blanket of humanity and diversity, and we all have the same beating heart inside of us, no matter what. And we're all connected, even if it's in an ugly, stitched together way. Like we are forced to be here together, and that's what this piece is about. It's like celebrating life and diversity and mankind, humankind, girl kind,
all kind, all kind. Oh man, dude! Like, and it's funny again. Like we see these pieces and like they're beautiful, but when you get to hear the artists discuss the meaning behind it, it's like I'm like. It's cool. It's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, I love the stories too.
What would you say? Because you did mention pandemic is what.
Yeah.
How was experiencing that? I want to say exploration during the pandemic when you discovered like, oh, this is for me.
Yeah, it's a little bit more detailed too. So the pandemic happened, and we all realized we were going to be stuck, and I had already had some of my artwork, in my apartment, but it was something I just rarely kind of worked on. And I also make wreaths, like holiday, like these florals here you see. Like I love working with stuff like silk flowers and things like that, which is why I really appreciate this artist and her work. So, she's so great. And so I was making, I sort of delved back first into making the wreaths, and I made these really advanced ones that cost so much to make, like details, and I even molded pieces to add into them. When I say wreaths, like my wreaths are like, it's a piece of art. It's not like something you buy at Michael's, you know.
Got you.
It's like
we'll show it in that way.
Yeah,
you can see.
yeah. But so I started with that, and then it just, you know, jumped right back into the visual art as well, because I was like, gosh, I have all this time, and people have looked at my work before and said, do you sell your work? And I was just like, oh, no.
Yeah.
It's just for fun. And I realized, you know, with all that, it kind of was... the pandemic was awful.
Yeah.
A lot of people died, but there was a strange sort of blessing in having time to come to Jesus, right? And like think about what else can I do when acting is out, and because it is out right now, and there was no way to get around it. So art saved the day, and now it's actually added so much to my life. Now I'm going forward doing both, and they feel like they feed each other.
Gotcha.
You know, and take some of the intensity off of acting, where it's like, God, I got to get this job.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if I don't get the job, we'll be at home making.
That's funny you mentioned the whole job situation with acting. As far as because with SAG and everything that happened, how did that affect you as well? And did it affect a little bit with your art, or do you feel like it enhanced it as well? Like getting more work done as far as your art. Like how did it help acting? Yeah, no,
sorry.
No, you're good. It's me. I'm like the all tongue twister. The strike for actors.
Yeah.
How did that affect you in a way did it affect you where it enhanced you to do more artwork?
Right. Yes. So because the pandemic sort of fueled a long lull in me getting any work anyway.
Got it.
And then the strikes just was fuel to that fire. There was a gap in between where I did book like a small co-star on something, but I really had already sort of dived in like emotionally and with my heart into the art. So I was like, okay, I'm really gonna like do this. And then when the acting is ready to really be working again, I'm gonna jump back into that. So
I hear that.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who has, I guess, two different passions and is struggling to come to terms with which direction to really head towards?
Right. Well, I would say in my case, you know, I kept one on the back burner for years. And I thought that it was not serious. And the universe, God, whatever, found a way to be like, no, you need to be doing this too. Yeah. I think that you should follow your heart. And I think that it's important to release your creativity. Yes. And I think all of us are creative, even those of us that are like, I'm not creative, I'm good with numbers. Like those people, they're also creative. They're just denying it or scared of it or don't understand it, but it's in them. Because we are creative beings, you know?
See, I love that you said that they're scared. Do you feel that they might be scared because it is being vulnerable? Like putting out art, you're being vulnerable, you're putting out a lot of things, and I feel like a lot of people are scared for that or to see that, because people are like, I don't understand how someone can cry at an art show. I've cried at art shows before, you know, like you just get so into it, and it's just it does. And a lot of people are scared to show that kind of side. Yeah,
or they feel like there's also the fear of just the unknown of, I don't know what I'm doing. What if I just make a piece of crap? And it's like, well, then you made a piece of crap. Like, make another piece of crap, and it'll get better, you know, as you keep going. I do think that is scary for people. I think it's scary to feel like, I think it's scary to do anything that you already at the start are saying no to. Like, you're just putting the wall. And now if you try to do it, you're just going to keep confronting the wall. So you just have to kind of just jump over the wall. Like,
you're right. You're right. You know? If you're like me, short, get a ladder.
Blow the wall up.
Right,
like,
exactly. Where do you want to see your art go? Like, what is the end goal for you with your work?
You know, I love that question because it's sort of, I don't have a huge grip on where I need this to go.
Gotcha.
And I think that's what gives me my freedom with my art. With acting, it's like movie star.
Got it. You're like, okay, this is what I want.
That's how it always was with acting. And so with art, since I've never treated it that way, I'm really enjoying just creating, letting people see my work, seeing the reaction, and kind of going where I'm very Taoist. I'm just kind of going where the river is taking me.
Good.
But I do want to get to a place where my art feeds me completely, and I don't have to have a day job or have side work.
Yes.
And the goal, the ultimate goal would be, I sell paintings and I'm a movie star.
Yeah.
Like Sharon Stone, who's very much doing that.
There are so
Pierce
many.
Brosnan,
Yes. Lucy Liu.
Anthony Hopkins. Lucy Liu is an artist too. I didn't know that.
Yes, she's an amazing artist.
I have to look it up now because she's a great actress.
Yes. The first time I was like, and it was damn, she's a great actress, and then to find out she kind of took a break to do her work is just that's amazing.
And it fuels if both arts fuel each other, you can take a break from one and do the other, and you need that,
Yeah. What advice would you give to? Because again, you're saying things and it's just clicking in my brain. It's the chasing your dreams and then having the 9-to-5, and it can get discouraging. Yeah. What do you say to people? Because again, you have amazing work, you're getting work, you're going to galleries, you're getting your stuff noticed. What would you say to someone who's starting and is struggling with their 9-to-5 and chasing their dream?
I would say it's important that your 9-to-5 doesn't drain you completely.
Yes.
It's going to drain you a little bit, but it needs to, it took me years to find the right 9-to-5, but you got to have energy in your heart and your soul and your body at the end of the day to come home and paint after working. Yeah. So make sure that's number one. Make sure your job is just not so draining. Make sure it's paying you enough that you aren't freaking out about, oh my God, if I don't sell this painting, rent won't be paid. You just can't do that to yourself. Yeah. It's going to affect your work and your mental health. Yeah. And I would say that as long as your 9-to-5 isn't taking up too much space in your brain, it's going to help you, not hurt you. Because you got to have it.
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, how else? Yeah. Especially living in Los Angeles or New York, these hubs. Yes. You have to have something that's making sure there's a steady part of your income. But don't work 60 hours a week. Yeah. Insano.
It takes it away.
Yeah. Maybe try to work 30 and make sure the pay makes sense with less hours so that you can have your time. You just have to make time for your art. Yeah. And it's not going to be selling right away. It's going to take time.
Some time. Yeah.
So, be realistic about that. Yeah.
And I love to see be realistic.
Be realistic.
It's that. I remember when I came out here because I also studied doing acting. Yeah. And I was just new to it, just super new to it. And there were people that was doing it for a while. And the people who just started and immediately, I'm trying to take off and run off, and it's just no, it's not.
It's not, and then you're gonna burn out.
Yes, really it's quickly. The burnout. Yeah,
and then you get jaded, and it's you don't need to be jaded yet. No, you should be still in the discovery phase, because that's the longest phase, and it's all worth it. When you get to those final phases where you're I just live off of my art now, whatever that art is, I live off of it, and I have a retirement because of it, and
that's a beautiful feeling because it's such a blessing. To be able to do what you love and make money off of it.
Yes.
My coach used to say, find something you love. When you make money out of it, you'll never have to work a day in your life.
It's absolutely true.
You'll never have to work a day in your life.
Make work play and you'll never work.
I was just and he said I was 16, 17. I never just, paid attention. It wasn't until I did get into the arts and I was like, I get it. I get it now. I get it. So we're going to go back to these awesome pieces that we have here. We'll go to, we'll work our way. So tell us about 50 Cent.
Oh, 50 Cent.
I'm sorry.
So this, apparently, I don't know how legal this is, but I've done a whole series of work on paintings, the penny paintings.
Yeah.
And I also use fake paper money as well in the works. And it's all like humor and ways of sort of celebrating this very strange thing that we have called money. Because it is really strange if you think about it. It inherently has no value.
Yes.
It's just in here. Like we all have agreed on this delusion that we can go and get things with money. And I think it's interesting that pennies are being phased out, or so supposedly. And I sort of jumped on that idea and thought, oh, well, maybe I'm just going to start making a series of work using pennies, because they're going to be gone one day, right? Point, and it's the thought of like, what if this is like buried under the ground after we're all gone, and some alien civilization finds it and goes, oh wow, this is interesting. Like, it's made of money, whatever that is to them.
They're like, oh, this is the copper thing that they would fight about.
Right, exactly. Wars were fought for this. Yeah. So that's one of my smaller pieces in that series.
Got it.
And it's all jokes on money and spikes, like spike studs you would use like on a leather jacket or something. And they're actually sharp. Some of them are sharp enough to cut you, so you have to be careful. But that's what I like about this piece. It's beautiful. You want to grab it and maybe even take a bite of it because of but it's dangerous. Yeah. So I like that dichotomy, that sort of subversive nature of it. So
the creative thought.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. That's a really nice piece. That's a really nice one.
Thank you so much.
And then as far as I love these pieces. All of these pieces. Like you saw, I was trying to get everything, but I was like, no, let's talk about the one right next to you.
This one, sure.
Yes.
So this one is super fun. This is called Dark Matter. And again, this comes from my high school portfolio. These are pieces of, and I know you can't see it unless you're close up, but these are pieces of a cut-up painting that I did in high school. And this is all insulation tape and foam. The idea was outer space is mostly something we know nothing about, dark matter, which I think is terrifying, but also amazing. So I loved the idea of sort of creating this whimsical background that's mostly black. And then traveling in space, it's so vast, it's so beyond us. Yeah. And the idea of being lost there in the balloon, like basically saying shit. Like it's like some humor mixed with just the overwhelming playground that is space. Yeah. Like, it's a mind-blowing thing to me, and I often will daydream about space because I like having my mind blown. It's kind of a nice natural high. So this piece was birthed from just my daydreaming and playing around with.
I think it's really cool. This will be the second piece that we're seeing that something from high school has come back and put into your work that you discovered a few years ago,
right?
Like that.
Isn't it? It's good. Life is like
wild. It just came back, like everything just full circle.
Right.
Damn, that's really cool.
Yeah.
No, I love that, and you, it's different material on there.
Yeah,
like you have different.
It's got so many layers between the cut-up paintings, and I've got insulation tape. I've got gold leafing, glitter paint. This is latex paint on top with stenciling, and this is made with foam. It's like a clay foam.
It's funny. I wanted to know what is that made of, because
clay foam. It's the coolest thing. It's non-toxic. It's incredibly lightweight. Like, it feels like a hard marshmallow.
That's so cool.
And I use it a lot in my work because you can do almost anything with it. It comes in colors, or you can just paint it. It's and then everything is held together with resin. I both love and hate resin.
Wait, tell us the love part and the hate part.
The love part is what resin can do. Yes. I think it's amazing.
It's beautiful. Yes.
it gives. I love a glass-like texture. I know a lot of people in the art world are snobs about shiny. They don't like shiny, but I love
it's
shiny.
nice.
I love
It's
glitter. Sparkle's my favorite color. So that I like that resin gives us sort of a permanent glass-like, and it takes, since my work is mixed media, it kind of makes it feel like it's a painting rather than collaged, because it can even it all out on one layer depending on how many layers I add or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
But,
it looks
like shadow boxing. But that's what I like about resin too.
Gotcha.
That you feel like you could fall into it. I think that's really cool. And what I hate is that it's very expensive, and you have to buy the expensive one because it yellow. The cheaper one's yellow. They turn yellow, or they have other issues. Or too many bubbles, and you wanna. It's very temperamental to work with. It's expensive, and it's toxic. I mean, I buy one that claims it's non-toxic, but you're not supposed to breathe. You're not supposed to be around it when it's curing, because those fumes are not great. So I have to wear a full gas mask. I do it in luckily I have a wonderful friend who lets me use her back space to work in, because you need a whole place to work in. You need gas mask. What is it? The Breaking Bad kind of thing. Yes, exactly. I mean, I do have a hazmat kind of suit I wear, but you don't need it. It's just you don't want to get it on your skin. Got it. You can have although I luckily don't have an allergic reaction to it, but some people can get a rash. That's it's wild to work with resin. It's funny. You don't think. I feel like people see the work and don't think of anything of the behind the stuff with the equipment, the products. That's funny. Yeah. Wow. Resin is dangerous, but so cool. No, it is though. It is. Yeah. It's so beautiful. Like you said, diving in, and it fits perfect with space. Because you're floating. Yeah. You mentioned your friend that lets you use her space. Yeah. What are your thoughts on support and community as far as within the art world? Oh my gosh, it's so important. I think. Unless you're rich, unless you're born into wealth and you just have unlimited resources, you're going to need people to rely on and to share with. And I have a really tight-knit community of artists, friends, who are on the acting side, who are on the visual art side. Yeah. And I'm so grateful for that, because I just would not be able to do what I do without it. I hear that. And I think everyone should realize that networking and making friends in the whatever industry you do is so important, because you can't do everything yourself. Yeah. It's part of the recipe. It's part of the recipe. I feel like there are a lot of minds that feel no, you have to just do this to get to where it is. There's it's just it's cooking. It's like cooking. There's so many recipes for it to be a really great cake, in any industry. I feel like it's the networking, the promoting, the media, it's a lot, the time to do the work. Yeah, what is the Buddhist ideal? We're all drops of water in an ocean, and we are. So a drop can't do anything by itself, but together we make a massive ocean. Yes. So that relates to everything that we do. Yeah, all fields you need people to rely on and share with and trade with. Is that going? It's what this piece is pretty much. Yeah, what Stitched is. Is what Stitched is. Is literally what Stitched is. So we're gonna go to our last piece. Yes. Oh my God. This fun piece. What inspired this? So this piece was first it was a study of texture. Okay. So the bottom layer of this is paint and rocks and glitter, and it was this beautiful sort of moon-like landscape when I finished it. And damn. I love the idea. I really like Doctor Who. It's funny I say I like it. I don't watch it religiously, but I love the idea of it. And I love the idea of, there's something about black holes or wormholes, the idea that in space there would just be objects that maybe other civilizations made, and you could just hop into them and suddenly be somewhere else.
Yes.
And that trips me out in the best way.
Yeah.
And I really love the idea of like floating doors and windows.
Yes.
Because the movie Interstellar,
Seen it,
when
yes,
he falls into that
that
amazing I don't know what it's called, that object that allows him to access his life on Earth, and like that was so amazing to me. And this piece was definitely inspired by that movie film. and Doctor Who and just those sort of ideas of us in the future somehow traveling in space with these weird objects.
I hear that.
Doors and windows, right?
Just going from time and space.
Right.
Damn, this is great.
Yeah. And with white is kind of, you'll see white in a lot of my pieces. It's kind of my unifier. It helps me to like, even though I have several different series going on, the white I feel like just pulls it all together, and it comes from I really like Basquiat.
Yes.
And I like his use of white. He used white a lot. In fact, there's a great like clip or something of like him and Andy Warhol when they were working together, and Andy Warhol just did this huge stencil, and it was really great and intricate, and he just sort of splashed white on it, and he's like, "What are you doing? You're painting. It was so great." And he's like, "It needed some white." And I agree with Basquiat. Sometimes sometimes you put too much on, and the white pulls it back. Yeah. And I'm a maximalist, so I like to go too far and then
bring it back a
little. And that was sort of one of his philosophies, and I think it's brilliant.
Gotcha. Damn, man, this is great. This is great. Thank you for coming on here, sharing your story, sharing all these amazing pieces. Where can we find you on the social medias? And if you want to plug any shows, anything coming up, that way the peeps can know where to find you.
Well, for social media, for sure, my Instagram is Envoke with an E, Envoke_design.
Gotcha. We'll have it for you guys.
Yeah. So, and I'm on all the platforms. I'm even on, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
While we're here actually talking about medias, as far as when it comes to showing your work on there, how do you go about it? Do you have a certain like aesthetic that you have online that you do to show your work, or is it
Yes, that's actually a great question. My Instagram really matches my bold, bright color aesthetic. So I often put filters on everything to make it sort of look as I like saturated colors. So I definitely, there's a visual focus that I'm following there too. Damn. Yeah. And if people want to see my work live in person right now, they can at Hawthorne. The Artistry, which is a great weed shop, high-end, beautiful weed shop. And there's one in WeHo too, and my work is going to be there. Nice. I think in May is when they move it. But I'll post it to I post everything to my socials.
Awesome.
So people can always follow there.
Follow it and figure it out.
Follow and like and share, please.
Yes, support art. Okay.
Yes, we need views. Even if you can't buy art, you can like.
Exactly,
something.
It's free 99.
You're right. It's free to just click that like button or say a comment or share.
Something, you know. That helps. It helps so much. It is. It's a big help. And we get it. Money is tight, but even just these small things is not as small as what people think.
Right.
But thank you for coming and talking in the gallery with me.
Thanks for having me. It was my pleasure.
We will see you guys next week.
Style is the answer to everything.